313, first calf. And 317. Good job, girls.
They're not going to hurt you, Pumpkin.
And some of these calves could use some fly spray.
Well, welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, guys. So we've been so dry, we haven't had any real fly problems except for the last 3-4 weeks when it started getting a little bit of moisture. They used to be a lot better at this. They let us spray them. Nowadays they don't let us do that so much anymore. But these calves, we're gonna see if we can get any of these calves, but we're feeding them. Let me tell you about, I guess, what we're doing. So we're feeding them these guys because we're gonna prep them for weaning, and we're gonna get them kind of separated. And obviously if we can just shut the gate when all that comes in, that'd make it a lot easier. So I think maybe next week we might do that. So we're prepping them, but also we've got some cubes for the adults. And so the cubes are worming cubes. So we're gonna worm the adults just to kind of get them, I guess, a head start on that kind of stuff. But we want to get these calves occupied, so that way all those other cubes are for them, because these guys have been wormed. So I think we just defeated the purpose. So we're not going to use the wand. We're going to let them have flies and let them come back in, and then we'll give the adults the cubes.
Yeah, good idea. I'm gonna say it's like they knew. I think 317 has really been growing.
Where is she?
The one right there on the outside of the group.
All right, we're going to be ready for these cube bags. We're going to let these calves be calves. So what we've got is about half a bag in each of these. And then, of course, we left half a bag and half a bag here. So that way we can put them in 6 troughs, right? So we split it up. There's about 25 pounds in each. So as long as 4 or 5 buffalo are in each one, we should be fine. Calm morning. It's been actually kind of cloudy, a little bit rainy. Not sure how much mowing we're gonna get done or any of the other stuff we're gonna get done today. So let's start with one thing at a time and go from there.
Okay, tell Dad we're ready to go.
Ready?
Just wait till we're a little closer by. It's not gonna work with the wind while we're driving. That was shocking.
Yeah, I want to make sure they're coming out.
That's what I was like. I'm sure the calves aren't gonna be like, oh, we've got our food. We are a good direction this way with the wind. Get 9 again. Good. Yeah, so all of our plans and preparing the calves just came right out, because why not? We didn't really want them locked in anyways.
Got it.
This is the easiest time we can find to fly spray our animals, because they'll come up close to us. Now we bought enough that we can easily have the calves also eat the cubes and not have it affect the adults' portion. so that's fine. We just wanted to make sure that adults were the ones mainly eating it. However, that obviously is not relevant at this point. Well, one calf was like, dude, I've got all this room in here. Smart. Good job, calf. I wonder if that's 313. Yep, I think it is.
Oh yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So we ended up dropping enough bags. It was 150 pounds, every 5 pounds per 1,000 pound animal. So you kind of say each bag would weigh 10. So the dosage that we've got is you want to do a little bit more for buffalo than the average cow. Anyway, we've got like 22 animals, and then we have enough calves that if you look at their weights, would equate to about another 6 animals, something like that, maybe, give or take.
Hi, 13. She knows what you have. Look, 3 smart little calves.
So we put enough out for 30 animals. So the calves eating this isn't gonna be that bad. We did just worm them, but calves will actually have a higher parasite load during their first 6 months, and actually have like off the charts readings. So it might take a dose or two to kind of get them down. And the last time we did it was about a month ago. So we haven't, fecal sample tested them or anything like that, but it doesn't hurt during the first years to get a little bit maybe extra than maybe they would have otherwise. But this is for the adults mainly, so if any of these calves are eating it, I'm not gonna be too worried. It should be enough dosage. Besides, I don't know how much these little calves are gonna get in there and eat, since they have this other stuff, which these guys seem to like, which I don't blame them. I'd be eating it too if I was them. So we're gonna let the moms sit here and eat. We are looking at the mothers. We are probably gonna trim down and sell some of the herd. So be kind of watching for that. We'll kind of go over some of that data. When we did all the working of the animals, we looked at the cows, or the calves, and their data and how that reflected on the cows. And so that's also used in the selection process of who do you call, who do you not call. So we'll go over that data in a little bit. Not today, not this video. Rose, I think you were one that we wanted to have some of the worming medications. Come on, you got to get up and do something. There she goes. All right, if you notice that some of these ladies, they still have a little bit of rib definition or showing. That's not unusual in the summer months. We just got out of a drought, guys. It's only been like 1 month since. Breeding season had happened as well. And so they haven't put weight back on. They don't have their coats back on. But in the summer, it's not unusual to see a little bit of rib like you see on Rose. So nothing to freak out about. Some of these ladies have it, some more than others. But in general, they're all looking pretty good, guys. All right, these guys have been working through it pretty well. The bulls, you'll see, I think that's Bartok over there. Anyway, they started off at the far trough. They've been clearing out. Oh, that's Ahmed. And so they've been slowly moving. That's how you know that things are kind of clearing out. Now this trough obviously doesn't have all of it gone. Now these worming cubes are not the same scent, and obviously they kind of are going to be a little bit different than regular cubes. We haven't fed regular cubes though in a long time. So the loose feed stuff obviously doesn't taste the same as this. So, take it for what it's worth. Sometimes they get picky, sometimes they don't devour it as well. Even that far trough, I don't know if you can see it, still has some left over. So in time, they'll nibble through it and they'll work through it. I personally don't always like feeding cubes to the main herd just because you never know how much consumption they get, how much is ingested. Do they like the cubes? You know, just it gets very sketchy just to know if and when and who and everything else like that. So I'm doing this partly just because I want to make sure that they at least get something. We're going to probably work them in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, something like that. Usually I have it around Thanksgiving is my goal, but we thought we'd at least just give them something. Partly because some of the calves, when they got drenched, I don't know if they got fully drenched. Kind of just looking back at videos that we had taken. So, you know, if they ate some, it wouldn't bother me one bit. Now, the longer I've been here, the more that I feel like I'm bothered by Rose. Rose seems to still be just sitting around. She doesn't want to do anything. And one of those calves in question about do they get drenched with their worming is her calf. So Rose just seems to be sitting a lot more, guys. Squatting around. She even sat right next to the trough and then got up and moved over here. And she was sitting there, then there, then there. And we came in, she was sitting. So we might give her a dart of some worming medication. I don't have the gun with me, or don't have the medication, but you'll start seeing when the animals have worming issues that their poo will be different, obviously. Things won't look the very same. Like you can see this one over here. Nice and domed kind of a thing. You'll see some more like these over here. And then you'll see something like this. It's obviously more cleared out, spread out. So sometimes worming can be, a need to worm can be because you got loose stool. That will be a symptom or a sign that they've got worms. But I'll tell you, not always. There was a post online, I commented on it, but a person was asking about, you know, their animal looks really thin, but their poo seems fine, or, you know, stuff like that, and people are asking about their poo. So sometimes the poo doesn't make a difference in wormings. If they have a loose stool, it could be worms, but you can have worms without loose stool, guys. So obviously you just need to take a fecal sample, verify, kind of see what's going on, and kind of start eliminating things, checking them off until you finally kind of come down to a root cause. It is interesting, guys. These guys are just standing around and yet there's stuff still left in there. So that's obviously not their favorite brand of feed, you know, Safeguard medicated cubes. That's like shoving Tylenol down people's, you know, kids and stuff like that. It's like, you better sugar that sucker up quite a bit, otherwise they don't want to eat it. Rose, man, what are we gonna do with you, girlfriend? We like Rose because she's one of the youngest cows that we have. I think she had a stillborn her very first year with us, but then she's now since had a calf. So she's doing good that way. So we're gonna keep watching her and hopefully she, I don't know, starts acting a little bit more normal like that. But yeah, we'll see what we can do about her. Kind of case in point, guys, so I just got the poo of 26 Rose, and this stuff is pretty stout and thick, you know. I mean, there's some definite grass in there. I don't know if you can see any of that. Anyway, it was a little, like you can see seed polyp or something in there. Looks like corn. But anyway, if she does have a worming thing, we're gonna send this off, I guess. See if she's got a worming issue, and physically she looks completely fine. And you know, there's not much, I would say, looking at her, she doesn't look emaciated anything more than any else, right? But it could be a worm thing, but her poo is solid, stout. It's not like that, you know. That's like somebody just got splattered on roadkill. So there's a couple ladies that are kind of showing some signs like that, and that's why we wanted to just worm them, not wait the extra 3 weeks and get going. But anyway, hers seems pretty good consistency wise, so we'll send it off, see what results that we get, and go from there. You know, I didn't think that this was gonna be a worming video. We might just leave this as its own video, guys. I got kind of caught up here with Rose and her health and her concern for her. calves have not really eaten a lot of these cubes. Of course, you could kind of say the same thing about the adults. So troughs are still empty and there's plenty of ladies sitting around, which again is why I want to drench them still. When we wean the calves, they haven't gone back here either, but when we wean the calves, I think I might just give them another round of drench since they're not really eating this at all either. So if you're a new producer, or if you're an old producer, if we're just all producers, cattle, whatever it is, there's like a health plan, or you can kind of have a guideline of how you're going to tackle worms and your worming and check their health, stuff like that. So we typically do it twice a year. We would give them like worming cubes like this in the summer, and then in the wintertime we drench them. So about every 6 months we kind of do it. I think we've gotten away with a lot of it because it's been so dry, but now that it's getting wet, I think it's kind of getting more of that, hey, worms are going to come back and kind of show themselves. And I think that's what they're doing now. So we're just trying to nip it before we get them to their drench. Come up with some sort of plan, follow it, and just keep a watch. But we're going to keep looking at Rose. I lost her, I don't know where she's at.
She's on the other side sitting down, maybe?
Yeah.
She's sitting down again?
Yeah, she's sitting down.
Yeah, she's sitting down again. So hopefully everything goes well with her. But anyway, we'll keep you posted on her. We're going to end this video here. And thanks for joining along with us. We'll catch you up on this next project here in the next video, which is the reason why we came down and we're doing some stuff today, our focus. But anyway, we'll end this here. Like and subscribe, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.